Hey guys, I'm back to streaming and occasionally making videos. I just want to talk about three things in this video. About my league progress. I'm actually on the second build, but this is the first video, so it's kind of bigger progress update. I started my league with two niche build and I had to switch builds, so I'm doing another build, but I'm not really enjoying that build, so I'm gonna be most likely modifying the build into another different version. So there's not gonna be a build guide video until I come up with some more interesting build, or in general some more interesting video. So three things that I want to talk about those two builds, but first I want to talk about, you know, that Blender animation that I've been talking about like a year ago. Well, it's finally over, it's finally done, and I'm finishing rendering the patrons end screen, and it's gonna be a very short animation, like 3 minutes including the patron end screen, but I wanted to kind of give you like a heads up. The more I invested time into that animation, the more time I put into it, the more judgy I became of my own work. Like, this is still my kind of tutorials. I don't have enough experience to turn the idea that I have in my head and present it in a video format to be how I see it in my head. So the animation may not be as good as I expected it to be. I just wanted to give you a heads up that the video is coming and it's gonna be soon, and I ask you to watch that video and give me some feedback under that video, either what you don't like or what you like, and also ideas for future animations, because now that I know all the process and what can cause like big issues and big delays, now I can kind of avoid it and speed things up and hopefully do those animations faster and over time better and better, and figure out how to present them in a better format. So that's the first part of the video. Just the video is coming, and I will need some feedback, and just kind of manage your expectations that it's not going to be some high budget animation or anything. Just short animation about PoE 1 flasks. If the PoE 1 flasks were more realistic, you'll see, and hopefully it's going to be at least slightly funny. Now, moving on to my next topic is the first character that I started was, I wanted to do Poison Herald of Thunder Assassin, because Assassin got reworked and I thought I don't really have time to think about builds, so that's the build that I kind of want to do, and I'll figure out while I'm going and making the build. And I've kind of did figure out, although I would need to still continue tweaking it, but the main thing for Assassin is that all damage from hits can poison. You still need chance to poison, and also this one, but I'm not doing crit, and there's nothing else really to take, so I would take the Bloodline Ascendancy, but I can't really get the Bloodline Ascendancies now. And the damage, well, the damage could be okay. I'm having issues surviving right now, and I could get a Fed Ring, for example, so it would increase the frequency even more. But the main thing why I kind of dislike is that normally Herald of Thunder builds, I love Herald of Thunder builds because you just run around, most everything is automated, lots of explosions, and it's just fun. But this time you just run through enemies, the damage is poison, is delayed. I do get proliferation from the Falborn gloves, the damage is delayed, and also there's like no explosions, so you just walk and enemies just fall over without any kind of visual explosion or visual any representation, so it doesn't feel very impactful and fun. So that's the reason why I kind of put this build on hold, because there's new Herald. There's a unique ring called Lost Unity. I've been trying to buy it, but the prices keep changing. This one is definitely not gonna be a 30C. Do I even have 30C? I do have 31C. This is probably a price fixer. But this gives you level 30 Herald of Hive skill. This one, I'm not gonna go into details how this works, but this piqued my interest. I could do partially Herald of Thunder just to poison, just to proc the other Herald. And depending if I can get my hands on that ring and how it works, I may actually return to this build and try something with that new Herald ring. Otherwise, there's not much else to talk about this. If you got some ideas for Herald of Thunder, let me know, because I may return to this build and tweak it a bit more once I get more currency. And what I re-rolled into was Lightning Dancing Dervish. The Dancing Dervish, the Falborn, essentially has a lot more elemental damage. It pretty much has twice more damage, twice more DPS. Sadly, it doesn't mean that it's gonna be doing twice more damage. It's just different way of scaling it. And on top of that, I also wanted to combine with the Headhunter helmet. Just like a Headhunter, but it gives modifiers, all the modifiers to link target. Or is it just linked minion? So they have to be targetable linked minions, but links are kind of bad for minions in general. There are only a few minions that work well. Spectres, but you would have more than 2-3 spectres. Animate Guardian can work well, and Dancing Dervish. Dancing Dervish is pretty much unkillable. It is damageable, but it pretty much never dies. Especially with this helmet, if you link to them, they're gonna be taking up to 75% less damage, so they're never gonna die. This build was very quick to level, but I kind of started losing interest because it's just too annoying. It's too conditional. The Dancing Dervish is tied to Rampage. If Rampage ends, they also disappear. So you have to be always on the rush. You have to be sure that you use everything jar. Normally you just don't care because you can just easily resummon them with using Cyclone. But also, like I said, decided to use link skills. So I use Intuitive Link to automatically proc Desecrate, Offering, and Curse. And then another Flame Link just to add them a bit of damage. It gives them fire damage, but I'm doing lighting version, so I got Wrath. Also got, I will be getting more auras and improving this. This is only level 82, and like I don't have currency right now, so I'll also need to farm maps and unlock more maps and progress through the Atlas. But I'm seriously considering switching into Animate Guardian because I would not need to worry about minions expiring. It would only be one, so it wouldn't be like a random 1 minion. However, I am Scion. I would like to be Guardian, but if I am Guardian and I'm using this helmet, there would be a chance that I would link either to those Guardian relics that have very short duration or Sentinel. If either of them expire, I would die, because if the link target dies or expires, well, in most cases I guess it counts as minions dying, then you also die, so that's not good. Dancing Dervish doesn't have that problem, and you could also play as a Spectres, but with this helmet you really only want to have one minion. That way that one minion would get all the buffs, and that one minion you probably want physical but not the brutality, because Headhunter buffs work the best when you have a physical damage, and you can get physical as extra damage, multiple. So you don't want pure elemental unless it's converted from high physical damage. So it has so many issues, and I haven't figured out how I want to set this up and if I can even fix them. So again, if you got some ideas how to improve this build, because this is what I'm playing right now, I'm not having good luck with this build, like in terms of loot. The previous build had better luck, but it's not as good to play. This one is also kind of sketchy. The Dancing Dervish, their AI is not very good. Sometimes we just focus targets behind the wall that we cannot reach and just keep going. Like I tried to do the 24 wave swing. Sometimes we just try to fly off screen. No matter what, doesn't matter. I convocate, we just still fly away, even if there are enemies. So the AI is not very good. The Animate Guardian AI is not much better, but it's only one. It's slower. It probably would have worse clear speed, but it's only one. So I'm not really sure what to do about this. I don't want to reroll into a different build. By the way, Dancing Dervish, I don't have good setup just yet, but I'm going with the Percule though because it has high lightning damage, but high maximum damage but low minimum. So it also makes sense to use volatility. Also should be using, instead of faster attack, should be using like added lighting, but I couldn't get the right socket color, and I still need to replace both rings and the belt, and probably replace the gloves with these gloves, because these gloves would actually give me the most damage, because I'm running Breath with Generosity, and it would also affect Determination, so I would have more armor. Currently I have 11.5k, 11.6k armor. By the way, this is Scion Guardian Pathfinder. I was thinking of taking Elementalist for the extra exposure. There is a mastery on Link Mastery. Enemies near your link target have Fire, Cold, and Lightning exposure. So that would give me exposure, and then Elementalist extra 20, so that would be overall 30 exposure. But I kind of need one additional target and also need distance before we break, and I don't want to take more linked nodes. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do about this build right now. So that's about it. The Blender animation is probably gonna be in 2 days. Probably not gonna finish it by tomorrow. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.